Hadin baga sarkar kala khot Iakren ye ki nong ilam jong Seng KSU halor ki mat ki baga Seng kala bu Jingdawa na sarkar menta ka janmet lapan long ye ki jing kendu jong ki nong ilam ga Seng KSU bat ki bor sarkar lami khamat ika sarkar nadu Myntri Rangbah konrad ke sangma lembat ki arngut ki sembut Myntri Rangbah kata uba preston tensong berma sngewbha lang dhar kentuk ya ki officer sarkar ha ka banna galiang ki nong ilam jong Seng KSU pat lami khamat da ki nong ilam ki ba hakmat kiba di nong ilam jong Seng bamenta kiba kentup yo samla pensyai borlang rani uriu assistant general secretary usamla James Hitler mopniang uriu legal affairs secretary ki nong ilam barim ga Seng kiba kentup yo ba lambok starwell marngar uriu president barim ke KSU CEC uba Donald V Thaba uriu general secretary barim ke KSU CEC uba biangbor L Palyar uriu vice president barim CEC lembat kiwe Hadin gajilang habakaran segilar bathai khubor nagaliang Myntri Rangbah sarkar jilla ukonrat ke sangma ula Pyntip bayi ka mat ke banengkong ka dei ke balai keran halor ke Jingdawa jong ke Seng ban penduk pendam ye ka public hearing jong ke Sri Semen ulong babin la de ban keran halor ke mat lai keran ru ha ka bai dei bet ke jingjot ke mariang bat kiwe ki mat ki bakta ye ke mariang ulong baon bu dak fact finding committee ka baon trikam laj loj ha ka ba shipor arpor menta on penseng ano shwa ye jing temu ban nyat chaprang ye ne project ka baon penseng lot ye ki jingtei ki jingtrei bat kiwe kan ba ompat betha ban le dakumui pat tat hadu ba fact finding committee kan sapan poi ye ka kai phot halor ki jinglum jingtep ka ba ar na ki jingi kran ke Jingdawa jong Seng ban pentrikam ye ka MRSSA lene ka Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act arjar khan riu halor gane gaman Myntri Rangbah ula Pyntip bag jing penrung kerteng ye ki nong shongwai bat ye ki biru ki bawan sya gane jella kan nang state shishu lengba ka jingyarap jong ki kor ki bor ke juk thamai nadu ka internet ban ki kor komputer ka sarkar kadang ye khun ban penbit penbiang ye ki mobile application ka ban la ban scan ye ki dur khmat ban pensisya ye ki kod gisla lene ka document verification bat ka jing upload ye ki jing tip batkina sya ka database ka balong ga pedeng ba jong jinglum jing tip ula benrap daga boang ro ba ye gane ru shen on sala ban pentrikam pura namar ki jing penkre kila nang ya cacaj bat sisin balas dang pentrikam on le habaro ki cekarung cekami jong jela ya ka bola kren ru halor ka facilitation center ka badan ha umling Ri Bhoi district ka bolong ba kamdon ke jing syai bha bat ke jing yo ye ke jing syai ke bat tikna jong ke jingbu ye ka food court ha ga jaka ka bal penmang ban bu ye ka facilitation center ula benrap da gebong bakan don hi ka food court hendre ka building ka bal penmang bante ye ka facilitation center ka jaka kadang biang pelat ban peniai bet ye kene kam bat la bu uru ye ka thong ba ye kene ka jaka on pendap haswa ka jingwan ka por Christmas ka balai na kini kimat kede ka jingikran halor ka an ye ki nongtre bawan na bar jilla lane ka Migrant Worker Act ka balatip kum ka Meghalaya Identification Registration Safety and Security of Migrant Worker Act arhajar arpau Myntri Rangbah ulong balaman juri ki jing penkela ban penbet ye ki jing bom syai hakir kom pentrikam khamtam halor ka bor jong ki officer jong atnat labor ban lekmi ye gidukan ne ki jika trikam ki kendan malapan kela ki pensyai ru ye kor kom bishar bat pensisa da ki pulit lane ka police verification ye ki jing pensisa la bani obet thik tang no superintendent of police lane SP jong district ka bau taw nong tre barjela 1 ni la ban le hi hang ni lembaga crime and criminal tracking network and systems lane ke CCTNS ke badan hakeleng kari ya ke jing penbet ya ke kamat ru Myntri Rangbah ulong ba sian on sedang no hau banai banwan kamat ke basau ke balai keren kelong halor ke rukom penrungkam hanegrams lane ke Northeastern Indira Gandhi Regional Institute of Health and Medical Science Myntri Rangbah ula Pyntip ba kane office kamhap bapok jingpet jong sarkar Meghalaya Wadla kata ka sarkar lembau Myntri Rangbah kelada benekran hakmat Myntri ke kot khya jong sarkar pedang ha gane ka teo ke bladap bar ulong basian kan sedon ke jingye kendu lang ha pedang ke sarkar Meghalaya ki nong ilam jong Seng KSU bar Myntri ke sarkar pedang ka bakhaddu bat ke basan ke jingye kran ke dei halor ke Jingdawa jong ke Seng KSU ban penlong ye ke jing thungkam sarkar ke balathung lengba ke MPSC bat DSC Myntri Rangbah ula Pyntip bayak interview na kabentagi kam grade 4 la pendu no baro ki interview na kabentagi kam non technical grade 3 bat nadu ubenai kelal kot arjar arpoh nyau on pendu no ya ke personal interview ula benrap bayak standard operating procedure na kabentagi district selection committee la menjur bat ke sarkar kan satung no dakwi pat ki recruitment board Naki arpulai Tylli ki jing penkala balai jing mod nak benta ka Meghalaya Public Service Commission khat khandai Tylli ladepan pentrikam kat basau Tylli pat kidangsa pentrikam. Mentri Rangbah ulong bagi KSU hak jing hisya kala tho adu arpau Tylli ki mat Jingdawa Henry kala jet san Tylli nak benta kene ki jing kendu ke bamenta ki khat san Tylli ki kam ki basa kan sa simpat hakiwi pat ki jing kendu mat keseng. Wadla kata ru ka jing Iakren kandangnya cakmat dak papenrap bag sarkar ka kloi ban simi ki jingai jingmot batkan perkhat ye ki jing terwa ki bala ban pentrikam bat ki ba penmentoi ye ki pai ba ka jela penkut Mentri Rangbah.
The meeting with the leaders of the Kasi Student Union. In the meeting, our Deputy Chief Ministers and senior officials of the government were present. And from the Kasi Students Union, their senior leadership had come to discuss on the 5 agendas that were given to the government, and point by point we discussed on all the issues that were mentioned. The first agenda was regarding the public hearing of the cement and their demand that it should be cancelled or scrapped. Shared with the members of the union that the government has to bring in private investment for the economic growth that we would like to see. And accordingly, when the proposal came from Sri Cement to set up, it was a positive step. Sri Cement is the second largest producer of cement in the country and a very reputed organization. After following the basic procedures of the basic applications, the process of public hearing as per law is required. And therefore all the procedures were conducted and the public hearing was done. But the members of the KSU had mentioned that they had concerns about the process in which it was conducted, and that certain steps were taken to stop certain people from coming, and also certain concerns regarding environmental issues and other stakeholders not being involved. And hence we came to the conclusion that we will be putting up a fact-finding committee headed by a senior official from the government, independent of the district administration, and few members will be part of that fact-finding committee. And let them find out the details of all these points that were mentioned, especially regarding the public hearing, the procedure and the process in which it happened, the aspects of stakeholders being consulted or not, and the aspect of the environmental issues that were there. And until that time, till the fact-finding committee completes its work, things will be on status quo and no further work will proceed and everything will be stopped, and the fact-finding committee will be allowed to first do its fact-finding and submit its report and its findings. And as until then, all works will stop, and any kind of construction or any kind of work that is being done from the company's side will be asked to be stopped. Second was regarding the implementation of the MRSSA. Under the MRSSA 2016, there were 2 aspects that were being discussed. The first aspect is regarding the registration of the people coming in from outside who are renting spaces in localities. The process of that registration union, that the numbers have gone up, and more localities are now adopting it. Process is tedious because localities are asking for financial support, They're asking for infrastructural support. They're asking for computers, data entry operators, which in a small scale of 100, 200, 500 may be possible from our side. But we have close to, as I said, 6,500 plus, almost 7,000 localities come villages. And hence that would be a massive exercise even for the government to do, and may not be possible to implement, because once we start in one few areas, then we have to do it for all. And therefore, we need to work with the localities and the headmen and the Rangbah Shillong's development committee members to be able to share the responsibility. So I had shared with the union members that that is a challenge because of which we could not expand at the rate that we would want to. But because of the advancement in technology, we are now being able to create an app which will use any basic mobile, which will allow scanning of the face as well as the data, documents, and entry of 3, 4, 5 basic fields, and upload that particular information through the phone itself into a centralized database. And once that is done, as I said, it is part of a centralized database, and then we can retrieve the information simply by again scanning the face or any other documents or any information. So that aspect has also been shared, and I told them that we are hopeful that this will be rolling out soon. But as I said, it will still take time for us to scale it up at the state level. But it will definitely help in increasing the pace of registration and implementation of the Act. The second aspect was regarding the facilitation centers. And I've mentioned to the members of the union that the Umling Center, where the construction was going on, was meant to have the facilitation center in it. There was a miscommunication where the word food court was used, and hence there was a feeling amongst the union members that that is going to be converted into a food court. Yes, there will be food court, but the first part of the building was actually going to be a facilitation center. And in the COVID time, the office space was about 300 square feet. This is going to be about 1,000 square feet with a further expansion of 2,000 in the days to come. So there's enough space, and we've decided that there will be a joint inspection by the district administration and some of the members to see those aspects. I have agreed to that. And based on that, we'll be able to move forward. And we expect that once the construction resumes once again, that in a matter of 2 to 3 months, the construction should be done, at least of the facilitation center. And before Christmas, we should be able to actually operationalize the facilitation center at the Umling point. And further, in Ratachera and in Atyabari, we are yet to identify the land because government does not have land there. We'll have to buy land. So I have told the members of the union that we will be pursuing that, but let us start the Umling one first. And that communication was made to them, and we are expecting that before Christmas we should be able to open the facilitation center in Umling. The third amendment made to the Meghalaya Identification, Registration, Safety and Security Migration Workers Act 2020. I explained in detail that the act was passed, amendment was made, and rules were also made. But the rules that were made did not have clarity on certain points, which then led to the act not being implemented in the manner it was intended to. For example, the act and the rules said that the officers will go and check. But in the rules, which officer has the power to go and check was not defined in detail. It just said officers. So for the Labour Department, it became difficult to assess on their own who should go and check. Can any officer from that Labour Department check, or does it have to be a certain rank? We clarified those aspects in the new amendments that we have cleared. And now that those amendments, so this is just one example. Second example is of the police check and verification. So we have clarified that there'll be two options. The first option is the SP of that district from where the person belongs, if they will give a police verification. And if that becomes a challenge, then the CCTNS network, which is a criminal tracking network, it's a nationwide network where all state police mandatorily need to upload all the records of all the criminals on that network. The local police can verify through that particular CCTNS network and give a police verification. So this also has been incorporated. So like that, 3-4 areas have been incorporated, and the implementation of this after maybe a month or 2 months of maybe a month or I don't expect 2 months, but maybe months time, the training and the overall orientation will be given to the officers concerned, and we should be able to see the rollout of the implementation of this. Number 4 was regarding the recruitment in Negrams. It's a process that is conducted, of course, by Negrams. It's an independent institution, and it does not come under the government of Meghalaya. But the union was keen that government of Meghalaya should take up this matter with central government. And I informed them that I had met the union minister last week and shared the concerns and the different recruitment processes. And also, I have assured that we will seek audience with the Honorable Minister, and the members of the union will and can meet the union minister. And I will personally speak to the minister so that they can raise the concerns directly also and maybe find some solution. And wherever the state government is required, whether it's for the testing centers, the computer labs, the online exams, or any kind of logistic support that is required for this kind of examinations, the state government will be more than happy to support Negrams and help. So all these matters were discussed and clarified. And as I said, we have also decided that we will facilitate the process of a meeting with the Union Health Minister. The 5th was regarding the transparency and recruitment process. So I informed them that we had already taken decision. For grade D is already being implemented. For grade C, we have taken a decision that from 1st of January 2027, all interview notifications that come out from that day onwards, for grade C, non-technical posts, the interview will be abolished, and this decision has been taken already. I also informed them that the standard operating procedures for the DSC has also been cleared. And further, this will be adopted by the different recruitment boards. Also, at the same time, there were some reforms in the NPSC that were mentioned. I shared with them that the committee that was part of the reforms committee for NPSC had suggested to us 23 reforms, and out of the 23 reforms, 19 have already been implemented and 4 are under consideration. So a large number, majority of the reforms have been implemented. And there were certain concerns raised that the advertisements that are made by the MPSC is open to the entire country, whereas in other states, like even in Assam, certain interviews that we have seen or exams, it mentions that residents of Assam only can apply. So, of course, there are certain legal hurdles there, which we shared with the members. And I informed them that next week, the Deputy Chief Minister, President Song, will be discussing this matter in more details so that we can find a legally strong ground on which we can implement this. I shared with the members that, in fact, this is some issue that we are completely in line and agreeable. We know that this is something we want to do. We're just figuring out how it should be done so that it can stand the scrutiny of the judiciary. So these points were also shared, and discussed. So, with that, of course, we concluded the meeting, and the union members have urged and requested that this dialogue should continue. There were 20 points that they had mentioned in the beginning, out of which they've picked 5 only. The other 15 also they would like to talk. I told them that yes, for us also as a government, we are very open. We are always looking for suggestions and ways to improve the overall service that we give to the people. And obviously, every stakeholder's concerns, every stakeholder's opinions are important to us. And wherever possible, the government will look at all these discussions and the points that are mentioned and will try to implement wherever it's possible in a positive manner and wherever it is making sense and helping the people and the state at large. So, with that, we concluded the meeting. I think further you can discuss and have.